All right, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, depending on where you're from. Just getting this live stream up and running and just making sure that everybody can see my stream. Bear with me. I'm going to be like the one-man band. I got like 15 different monitors. I got like 30 different mics coming out of my face, but don't worry. We're going to make a run out of this, all right? So I'm coming live today in the threat detection group. Hopefully everybody can see me. It looks like I'm showing up live, everybody else. Go ahead and drop those comments in there if you want to. I'm going to be checking periodically back on the Facebook, but I can't look at them at the same time. So just drop them in there and I'll take a breath and I'll start answering questions. But what are we talking about today? All right. Today, I want to talk about deception detection. All right. I get a lot of people that hit me up all the time. They want to learn behavior analysis. They're like, hey, how do I spot when people are lying to me and whatnot? Wait a second. Look at that. Hold on. We got some shenanigans happening in the background. I can't have my little patches out of order in front of everybody. Caught me slipping today. All right. So, like I said, people want to learn about lie detection and who's lying to me and how do I spot lies. And there's a lot of great information out there about that subject, but there's a lot of crap out there. There's a whole ton of metric crap out there. So we're going to set a couple of things straight today when it comes to deception detection, lie detection, whatever it is. All right. And again, none of this is a silver bullet. Okay, this is the 70% solution. Everybody's going to be different. But when you use these research-based behavior indicators that I teach in the Safe Instructor program, the one promise I can make to you is you'll be right more often than you're wrong. So I'll take that one, especially if somebody's lying to me. All right, so I'm going to be typing over my mic while I'm talking to you. So it's like chewing bubble gum. I can't do two things at the same time. So bear with me with the spelling mistakes. So deception detection, what is it? All right. You'll hear lie spotting, lie detection, whatever it is. There's even machines out there to detect lies, and that's great. But deception detection, you got to look at what the research tells us. All right, there's a lot of mumbo jumbo out there, but there's some good research-based behaviors. You're never really going to find a behavioral indicator, like one thing you can observe, and you're just going to jump up and be like, "Aha, you're a liar! I've caught you in a lie based on your behavior."
तुम्हारा नाम क्या है? झंडूलाल साहब.
It's a little bit more complicated than that. Okay, if you have evidence or a story and you have proof that they're lying, okay, perfect. But when it comes to behavioral indicators, you're not going to look at somebody that you're questioning and then they itch their face and you're like, "Ah, liar," and you're like, oh, it's a little bit more complicated than that. So what is deception detection when it comes to nonverbal behavior? All right. So let me just give you an example or tell you a story. On average, we lie to each other about 10 or 15 to 20 times a day, okay? You must probably tell yourself, I'm a truthful person, I'm honest, I don't lie. Yeah, the real story is we lie to each other 15, 20 times a day, minimum. That's a minimum, okay? Now, most of these are innocuous white lies. Hey, does my butt look big in this? No, of course not, whatever. And we just do those kind of to be socially normal, but it can get more than that. So especially if things have impact on your life, I want to know if someone's lying to me, all right? So with deception, let's talk about one thing. I'm going to go a little bit lower here. Let's start with this. It's the biggest one I hear all the time, eye placement. Or let's just do eye contact for that matter while we're talking about. Everybody in this room has probably heard the look down and left one, right? Okay, you can put in the comments if you heard that. If you've been using this trick your whole life, I'm about to burst your bubble, okay?
I'm reading your eyes. The eyes can't lie.
Some people have heard that if you look down and to the left and someone's questioning you, they are making up a story. They're lying to you. They're coming up with a fantasy story, all right?
Whoa, that is a fucking lie.
Now, let me tell you why that's BS, all right? The science behind what everybody's talking about is legit. There's research-based science by the eye contact. If you're talking to me and you ask me a question and I look to the left or I look to the right, basically looking at my ears, there's research. I can prove that you are accessing the auditory parts of your brain. You're trying to remember what you heard, okay? So if I'm questioning somebody about a car accident and they're talking to me and they're like, oh, I heard this, and then I heard this, and then I heard this, okay? I'm going to probably stop asking them, hey, what'd you see? And start going along with it. Okay, then what'd you hear? And then what'd you hear? Because that's how they're remembering. So when I'm looking left and right, I'm accessing the auditory portions of my brain. If you ask me a question and I look up, okay, I'm accessing the visual cortex of my brain. I'm trying to remember what I saw, okay? So yes, officer, then I saw this, and then I saw that. So I'm going to go down that route. That's visual side, all right? And then with down and to the left, you're accessing the creative portion of your brain, okay? Everything I just said right now, that's true. There's research behind it. It's repeatable. You can find academic references, right? Where people took the jump is when they heard the down and left thing. They're like, oh, if you look down and left, you're creating something, so that means it's a fantasy, therefore you're lying, okay? That's where the jump happened, and we kind of jumped the shark on that. Could it mean that you look down your left, you're creating something in your head, you're coming up with a lie? Absolutely. Absolutely. That could be a lie indicator, okay? Does it mean 100% of the time when you see that person's lying? No, not at all. The human brain is super complex. Even in 2020, with all the advantages we have, we still haven't even mapped out the entire human brain. We still haven't figured it all the way. So that's one I want you to get rid of. The eye contact, that's the movement, that's good stuff. But down and to the left, no, we're not talking about that. Going further, let's talk about eye contact. I can't believe I've had this completely misspelled the entire time, and nobody in chat has said a word to me. You're awful. So going further, we've heard about eye contact, all right? If I'm looking at you in the eye, people aren't going to, if I'm lying to you, I'm going to look away, I'm going to be meek, and I'm not going to meet your eye, okay? Maybe a while back, a long time ago, lots of years ago, that was true, okay? Because think about it, discomfort, fear, I'm afraid, I don't want to be associated, I'm pulling away, I'm backing away, I'm breaking eye contact, all signs of discomfort, okay? But again, it could be something completely innocuous, like they just thought of something, a murder or some crime that happened in their head. So let me give you this example. This myth has been around so long, okay? We've all heard this so much. Guess what? It's actually turned into, people think it's turned into reality. So what does a liar do now? If you've heard this your whole life, if you break eye contact, you're lying. If I'm lying to you, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to get all intense in my seat. I'm going to lean forward. I'm going to look you right in the eye and go, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Absolutely not. Didn't happen, okay? I'm going to really overplay that one, all right?
Well, that's because you have big jugs. I mean, your boobs are huge.
So now it's actually turned into a lie detector, a deception detector, okay? If I hear that emphatic, depending on the context, I'm going to go, okay. But again, that's not just the one indicator I'm going to jump on that person for. That's just one data point. We got to keep going further than that, all right? So we talked about eye contact. We talked about some of the myths, all right? What I want you to look for, whether it be nonverbal, verbal, whatever it is, I just need you to look for no-fit situations, things that don't make sense, all right? What am I talking about? If I'm telling you, no, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, y'all need to listen to me. I'm telling you, I'm serious. I did not touch that woman, okay? What's wrong with my statement right now? What am I doing with my head? I'm saying, no, I did not have and I'm nodding my head, yes, okay? That's a kinesic slip, all right? My verbals are telling you one thing, but my nonverbals just leaked out the real information. You tell me, everybody in the threat detection group, what are you going to pay attention to? The nonverbals or the words coming out of my mouth, all right? I mean, I do want to pay attention to the words. I want to listen to what you're saying to me, but think about the words. When I lied, there's like 7 different ways to lie. There's like lies of omission, lies of exaggeration, lies of association, and so on and so forth, all right? So that's the point. There's a lot of stuff going on there. I want to look for those slips that leak out because 9 times out of 10, those nonverbals are going to be much more telling than what I'm doing with my words, all right? I can lie. I can twist my words before they come out of my mouth because I get to think about that.
Color of the pen that I hold in my hand is
But the nonverbals, 99% of the population's not paying attention, so that just the stuff leaks out. And you need to pay attention. You need to look at those little indicators and go, whoa, that was weird. That doesn't make sense, all right? Where people get in trouble is they see strange behaviors. They see somebody do something weird, and they go, that's weird. Oh, that person's probably just A, B, or C, and they fill in the blank, okay? Now we're in trouble, all right? Think about this. You have to have you have to have a cunning mindset. And this is what we're talking about in the Safe Instructor program. Not only is it important for you to look for indicators of deception and look for them to find them, but you have to have the mindset to be on the lookout for deception. What am I talking about, all right? Here's the reality when it comes to lying and deception, somebody doing some type of trickery, shenanigans on you. It takes 2 people to lie. It takes 2 people to have that lie happen. The person telling the lie and the person hearing the lie. Okay, what am I talking about? Again, going back to denial. Somebody gives you some BS story and you think about it and you kind of go into denial and then your brain rationalizes it and you're like, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense. Why is your brain okay with that? Because it's non-threatening and it's not scary, okay? No one wants to be faced with threatening or life-threatening situations, right? So your brain will just kind of do that as a defense mechanism, be like, oh yeah, that's so you're playing into the lie. So in your life, if you've been duped, if you've been lied to, guess what? Takes two to tango. Takes two to tango. So that mindset, tip right there, it takes two people to lie, can help you out there. But again, I want to talk about those nonverbal indicators, right? So like I said, this isn't a silver bullet. You're not going to jump up and pick someone lying, but a couple indicators you want to pay attention to, especially from the neck up, okay? If I'm talking to somebody and they start getting more fidgety with their hands and they start doing ticky little things with their hands, where they're, talking to me, I might ask them a yes or no question. They're like, oh yeah, I took the trash out. Yeah, I definitely did. What am I doing with my hand? I'm covering my mouth. Like I don't even want the words to come out of my mouth. Or pacifying behavior, rubbing the back of the neck as I'm telling them, like, yeah, Dad, definitely took that trash out, man. What am I doing? I'm comforting myself because I'm lying out my face right now and I don't want to get caught, all right? So all those things, any kind of ticky motion, touching of the ears. You ever get kind of embarrassed or your ears ever got red hot? Kind of tickles you and grab those, yeah, that's a ticky motion right there. If you see all those goofy people out in the poker, arena, poker tournaments and whatnot, some of them look pretty goofy, right? They got their hoodies zip tied up. What's his guy's name? The Unabomber, and he's got his sunglasses on, the thing tied out. He looks like a goofball. He looks like Kenny from South Park, right? Well, guy's not so goofy. Why is he doing all that stuff? Because he knows the stuff we're talking about. There's actual observable biometric indicators that we've gone over that can be given off. So why do I have the hoodie on? Because I don't want someone to see my ears get red. Okay, why do I have sunglasses on? I don't want them to see a pupil flash when I get a really good card, okay, and try to play it off. So those guys know what they're doing, and they're paying attention. So any type of ticky motion, especially over the head, cover in the mouth, anything of that nature, you want to pay attention to. Your hair stands up on the back of your neck because you kind of get a little freaked out, and you rub the back of that. That's a pacifying behavior. So looking for eye contact, looking for pacifying behavior, and kinesic slips, things that don't fit when the nonverbals don't match the body language, all right? And the final couple one I'll leave with you today with a threat detection group is this one. Think about a scenario that you've been in your life, okay? A horrible, just the worst day of your life, okay? Just everything just went south really bad. You might have family problems, marital issues, business problems, whatever it is. Horrible day, okay?
Coming in for a razor, honey.
You tricked me!
Get out!
And think about that day right now and think about how you tell someone the story of that really bad day in your life, the most horrible day, all right? And think about that. So you're telling someone that story, the really bad day. Would a smile or a giggle or a laugh belong anywhere near that story of the worst day of your life? Should you laugh? Should you smile? Should you giggle at something funny in the middle of that situation? Does that fit? Okay. I'm not saying that by itself is an indicator. You don't just jump up and be like, ha, liar. Okay. But I'm saying, does a smile or laugh or giggle should be anywhere near there? All right. There was a video one time I saw of a woman in prison. Okay. The interview is in prison. Her story was that she got carjacked by a guy. She fought for the car. She didn't want to give up the car because she had her 2 kids in the back, 2 3-year-olds. So the carjacker said, okay, you're not going to give me the car. And he shot 2 of her kids in the back seat. This really happened. Killed both of them. Okay. And she goes on to tell this story on camera from prison where she's crying and it's horrible and she's holding her kids in her arms as they die and bleed out. Just god-awful, horrible story. All right. And what you see is these micro flashes, really quick little smiles, like a tenth of a second, all right? And then you'll catch a giggle here and there out of her if you watch the thing and slow it down. And you're like, what the hell? What does that laugh or smile have to do? That's called duper's delight, all right? Duper's delight is someone, think about it like you're getting away with your lie. You think you're getting away with your lie or you're kind of amped up. It's nervous energy being bled out, and we see these big, dumb, goofy grins come up when a situation has no cause to have a laugh or grip. So just that one right there, you want to pay attention to duper's delight. A smiling or laugh or giggle in an inappropriate situation, you might have some indicators going on right there, all right? So it's been fun, threat detection group. I've just dropped that knowledge on you. Don't worry, I'm going to check my comments. I got to kind of jump over here, check my comments. I'll see if anybody was listening to my ranting today and if anybody had any questions or anything. my instructors, my safe instructors, I got some of you sitting in the group right now listening to this. Hey, we're going to finish up deception detection. I want to talk about the microfacial expressions. We're going to talk about contempt and some more deception. We're going to deep dive that. Excuse me. So if you're in here, my instructors, go ahead and head on over to the safe instructor group. Give me like 5-10 minutes to reset, and I'll jump over there, and we're going to figure out those micro expressions and how to really scan people and look for those anomalies in our crowd, all right? So it's been a pleasure with you guys. All right, let me check my comments real quick before I sign off, okay? Okay, nonverbal, okay. It appears to be on my comments. I got some of you on here making comments and tagging people, so that's good. Deanna, not good to correct the instructor. Hey, it's a come on down. You can always correct me all day long. You know how many flubs I do all day? I'm like a flub machine. Don't ever get me in front of like a, God forbid anyone want me to be a politician, because I'd just be firing those. So by all means, correct me anytime you want to. Come at me, bro. All right, looks like that's about it. It's been a pleasure, everybody. I got no comments, so we're going to be doing this every Saturday. I try to keep it at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, so be here, and I'll see you next time. Like I said, safe instructors, give me 5-10 minutes. I'll be over there, and we'll finish off this bad boy and wrap a bow on it. Good times, everybody. See you next week.